It's luxury with fire in its veins. Bold, daring, capable of moving your soul. And that's even before you drop your foot on the pedal. The new 2011 CTS Coupe from Cadillac, the new standard of the world.
That's my car right there.
Yep, that's your car. You love that car, don't you?
I love my car.
Like it yelled at by the money from Mr. Child Support too?
That lady don't need her child support. She's just gonna get her nails done.
Like all that OT you're working too?
You know, man, that OT ain't so bad when you look at the car.
You love that car. Bet you like to drive it more.
I would love to drive my car a little more.
Cut back on your tithes and cut back on the OT.
Man, you know, if I stopped paying tithes, I wouldn't have to work so hard.
Hundreds of local singles waiting to talk to you. It's easy to use, and best of all, it's free to try. So what are you waiting for? Call
now and feel that rush. She's hot.
Whatever. It's hot.
So why not call? The old lady won't come. She's probably asleep like she always is.
Hey, baby! Hello? All right. Yeah. Really? Okay. Yeah, right here on the couch. Yeah. Oh, maybe, I was just making a business call.
Yeah, at 12 o'clock at night?
Well, baby, it was really important.
Are you kidding me? I am done with this. I am so sick of this. I'm done. I'm done. We are done, and we are out. Where's the keys?
Fine. I can't deal with this right now.
Means it, selves. It appears we've been spotted.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You need some of that.
No, I need some of that.
You deserve some of that.
After all I've been through, I deserve some of that. You know what? I think I've got some of that. Oh, yeah. You know, I've been saving this for a special occasion. There ain't nobody here, so. Oh, man. Oh. Maybe that wasn't the best idea I've had all day. Oh.
Rides, games, and more. So bring the kids. It's fun for the whole family.
Wow. Oh, man, what am I going to do? Oh, God, what am I going to do? Oh, God, what have I done?
You didn't do anything you didn't want to do. You didn't do anything you didn't deserve.
Man, I can't handle this. Man, what have I done? Oh. God, what have I done?
God, don't bring him into this. He didn't give you that sweet ride. You worked for it. He didn't stop that night from walking out on you either, did he? Now look at you. You're broke. You lost another family. And you're so hungover, you won't even make it to work.
I can't handle this.
You know what to do to get out of this.
I'll bring that remote control. Come on, amen? Every billboard you see, everything you see, everything that you are bombarded with is trying to conform you many times into something that you're not. We fight the world. We fight the flesh. Man, this stuff, you want it. You need that. Come on, that's what the world says. The world is saying, you need that Cadillac. You need that hot girl. You need, come on. You guys really, if you could just have a video of who is really sitting on the other end of the phone. All you have to have to work at that place is a nice voice. Nothing else. Come on. You, that girl. And oh yeah, in an absolute world. You need it. You want it. And then what about world, flesh, and then that devil? You deserve it. You deserve a break today. Yeah, you deserve it. You deserve it. Man, look at you. You've worked all that overtime. You've done all those things. You've done it all. Man, that girl, that guard, that girl, and this stuff, all designed to make you dependent upon the world and not God. And when we have a God that we can totally depend on for everything in our life. But this message from every other direction is depend on this, depend on that, depend on this. You know, they kind of left it open-ended there. There's a reason for that. You know, the fight never stops. You realize that? I'd like to say that 30-some years into this Christianity thing, that the fight, you know, well, I got over that. But you know what I found out? It never stops. You know what I found out? You got to learn to fight. That's what you got to do. You got to get in the ring. You have got to learn to fight. And then so this title. There's a difference between fighting life and fighting for life. Fighting life is something we do all the time. Every day. We all do it every single day. We're fighting life. Man, we got to do this. We make this happen. We make that happen. We move this. We shake this. We move. Come on, are you with me? Something comes your way. You're fighting life, you know, every single day. Something happens, and you just boom, boom, boom. Just, matter of fact, some of us are good at fighting life. Amen? It's just something that comes natural because it's what we do. But then there's this thing, fighting for life, or life fighting. See, because there's something that happens occasionally that puts you in a completely different ring. You've been in this fighting life thing all your life. But then something happens that puts you in this ring called fighting for your life.
Come on.
Come on, are you with me today?
Yes, yes.
And then all of a sudden, now, one of the things though that you'll find when you're in this fighting for life and not fighting life ring is the fighting life stuff kind of turns loose of you. Because all of a sudden those things that you're fighting in life on a daily basis aren't as important as they were before when you're fighting for life. Man, God is so amazing. You know, we started this series a couple weeks ago, this Fight Club thing, and God, you know, it's like He knew what was coming. Amen? It's like He knew down the road what we were going to be facing. All along, He knew what was on the way. Remember? Identity. First week, remember? Knowing who you are. See, because fighting life, you can get by with thinking who you are. But fighting for life, you got to know who you are. You got to know whose you are when you're fighting for life. It's two completely different rings. And God started us off with identity. Knowing who you are. And then, second week, fight fear. God is not giving, come on. You know, I like to say, man, you know, I'm like checking out the future. I like to say I was checking out the future. Amen? Are you guys with me today?
Yeah.
And this week's title was Under the Influence. Under the influence of what? Everything but God. Amen? And that sums up where we are today. Because in this ring, you have to know, this fight for life ring, you have got to know who you are and what you're here for. Are you guys with me? Well, you got a grim look on your face. Huh? You can't bow to fear in the fight for life ring because it will kill you.
That's right.
It will absolutely kill you. You know, and in the fight for life ring, you fight for your inheritance from heaven, and you turn loose of everything else because that inheritance is the only one that matters. That's it. And the influence that you need in a fight for life is not from here.
Amen.
It's from there. And when you're in that fight for life ring, you start looking for people. See, most of us fight life alone. Like I said, we move stuff. Come on. You know, I bet Mike Steele has solved 100 or more problems this week. More likely by himself. Because he's a life fighter. And I look around this room and I see other people all around this room. Because we fight life. That's what we do. Amen? Make it happen. Do this, do that, do this. But in this one, in this fight for life ring, you realize that it's bigger than you. And you need some folks. Amen? You need some folks. And you start asking some questions. David did it. David was in a battle. David was sitting with Jonathan one day, and the enemy had them surrounded. And David said this, look, I just really need to know this. Are you for me or against me? Are you with me or without me? And Jonathan said, yeah, I'm with you. He said, well, let's go up the hill and fight. And you start looking for people that will fight. See, it's a whole different scenario. Jesus was selective. You know, there was a time when Jesus went and took his disciples in a room to pray for some people, for a girl, I believe it was, and he made everybody else leave. Why? What was that about? Well, let me tell you what it was about. He was looking for some folks that believed what he believed.
That's right.
Amen? He was looking for folks that were going to stand and pray with him. He wanted folks with him that he knew this. He could count. Amen? Come on, anybody ever done something like that? You know what I'm talking about? You want somebody, when you're in a fight for life, you want some people around you that you can count on. You want some people around you that you can, how about this, depend on. You got to know this. If somebody has got your back. Amen? There came a time last year in this church where I realized this. And I have carried this church as far as I can by myself. And I started, putting together a team called an Uprising Team. And we've met weekly and discussed life, discussed church, and discussed how we do things and how we don't do things, and how we do that. All these things. Every week we're meeting and praying and talking to God and talking to each other and saying, God, what's the future of Lighthouse? You know what I'm talking about? Because I couldn't carry it anymore. I'm a big old dude. But I had carried it as far as I could as an individual, so we got a team. Amen? Last night, as I was talking to God about what to preach today, didn't somebody get some water? Is that a water bottle right there? Another water right there? That's good. I'll drink good water. Last night I was sitting in my bedroom. I got it, Tom. Oh, that tastes terrible. Never mind, bring me one, Tom. I'll take one. Oh man, he got me a Coke. Is that one Coke? Give him the hot. Thank you. So last night I'm sitting in my bedroom and I'm talking to God, and I got my little notepad. See, now you see this, you see the finished thing here before I type it up so I can make sense out of it. But, you know, this little pad right here, this is what it looks like when I'm getting it. It's all scribbled, and I know I got to go through it and figure it all out. And anyway, I'm sitting in my bed with my ink pen, and I'm scribbling like I do. And I turn on God TV, and T.D. Jakes is on there. And I love T.D. Jakes. And he's preaching this message, and this was the title of it. There's power in your partners. Now, can you believe that? There's power in your partners. Of all things that he'd be preaching on, there's power in your partners. Now, you know this past year is what's been a tough one for our family. I was standing right up here preaching about fire, wasn't I? Does anybody remember 6 months ago? My brother's dog's here today, like she was a little over 6 months ago. And I talked about standing in the fire and fighting in the fire. Amen? And Tommy come up and whispered in my ear, your brother has passed away. My little brother. And fire. So then a week later, my aunt, Marie, passed away. Fire! And then a couple weeks after that, Debbie's mom, Joe's wife, passed away. Pat passed away. Fire! Come on, fire! 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 And many rose to the occasion and stood with us and believed with us. And we're getting through it. It's not easy. Amen? But we're getting through it. And today, we're in the fire again. Today it's blazing. 6 months ago it was blazing, and with the power of partners, and the power of prayer, and the power of God's love, the flames begin to die down. But this Friday, what's today, Sunday? This Friday, I had a meeting with a doctor at the University of Cincinnati. And I was told this, Mr. Hurd, I have bad news for you. He said, you have colorectal cancer.
The devil is a liar.
That was his diagnosis. Colorectal cancer. So the battle cry goes out again. In the Old Testament, you find that when they were about to call battle, you know what they did?
What in the world?
They blew the shofar. And they called the warriors.
Yes, they did.
And they began to believe God. And they began to say things like this: our God that brought us out of Egypt, and brought us out of bondage, has not brought us this far to let us go. And we will loser. And we will fight this fight, and we will win it. My Bible says this: when you go out to fight your enemies and you face horses and chariots and an army greater than your own, do not be afraid. The Lord God who brought you out of the land of Egypt is with you. So I guess my big question is this today: are you ready for battle? Are you ready for fight? Are you ready to go after the devil? That defense that Chad talked about, that's got to be over. It's time for us to be on the offense. You want me to tell you this? Every person that I come in contact with as a result of this thing going on in my body is going to hear about Jesus. Now the real deal is this, though. Do I got any firefighters in the house? Got any firefighters in the house? Come on, I want you to say, I'm not talking about carrying waste, sitting on the fence, people that call themselves Christians. I'm talking about fire-breathing, Holy Ghost-filled children of the Most High God that are willing to stand up and push back the gates of hell. This ain't no regular everyday, I gotta fight time thing. This is a fight for life, and we will win. Come on, we gonna get in the ring. Come on, I need to get in the ring. Come on. Yeah. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. But do you notice that there's power in agreement? Do you know that come on, when two will pray and agree? Come on, do you know that greater is He that is in us than he that is in the world? Do you really know that that devil is a liar? You know what? Here's what we miss. What we miss, you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. I feel such an absolute freedom. Come on. I feel such an absolute freedom because, you know what? What we don't realize is this: we're fighting for life every day. We think we're fighting life, but we're fighting for life every day of our life. But the question is, or the problem with some of us is we just don't ever get in the ring and realize it. Because none of us are promised. Because the Bible says our life is like a tree. Come on. You know, I talk about the world and the enemy and our flesh influencing us. And you know what's really influencing what? Our decisions. Young man in Hamilton that's been in this church this past week made a decision to go out in a bar. Made a decision to go to a bar. And another man stabbed him to death. Just on Facebook a couple days ago, he was talking about, I love life. I'm here with my family and I'm loving life. Yet some type of an influence caused him to make a decision. And it cost him. So what we don't realize is we're fighting for life every day. So what I'm going to count on you guys to do is this: pray. Well, I'm in trouble. I need you to pray, Lord. David said this: it was good that I was afflicted. David said? David said, it was good that I was afflicted. Because now, you know what it did? It brought me home. And God said, though I give you, was it bread of adversity, water of affliction, bread of, either way, adversity and affliction, I will be with you. Though the water rises, I will be with you. Come on. Come on, who's going to believe me? Oh, you know what we're going to see? We're going to see? We're going to see God defeat this thing. Let me tell you something already. When we saw that, when I had the colonoscopy last week, earlier in the week, I had a tumor, and the guy that did the colonoscopy told me it was 4.5 inches long. It's a big one. But by Friday, it was 2.5 inches. I'm not supposed to believe the next time that it could just be gone altogether. My God can and He will, but even if He don't, no one wants to ever reach out my bed and go say, He can deliver me from this fire, and He will, but even if He don't, well, Job said, though He slay me, still will rise. See, we've got a job to do here. We're going to get it done. That's right. The same God is this same God. Yes. Yeah. You got a big look on His face. Showed up on the wrong doorstep, though. There's some warriors around me now. You know what? We're not going to focus on Him at all. We're going to defeat Him daily. You know what? What is He? Come on, is that He's my healer, something we sing, or something we believe? Is that a song or a declaration? Amen. Is He my defender? Yes. Or isn't He? Is it just a song that we sing, or is He? Yes. The hope of God, my healer. So let's believe together. Let's pray together today. Yes.
I go Thursday for prostate death. The count went up over 200 and over 400. So when they call Friday, the devil threw it up and says, "Hey, go do it to the pastor, go do it to you, take it out."
No. Hey, you guys know this very sad day happened in our calendar this past week. Pastor Lawrence Bishop. Solid Rock had a stroke and died. Thursday, his wife found him sitting in a chair, unresponsive, and never recovered. See, the enemy, if he can take us out, here's what I got to believe in. God is power. Does the devil have the power to kill? You know what I mean? Absolutely not. And if God's in control, amen. Yes. Let's pray together. Now I want you to leave here on a sad note. I want you to leave here on this. We're going to kick some butt. No. We're going to beat down some sickness. No. We're going to rise up. We've been called to battle. Yes. We'll fight. And we're going to rise to the occasion. That is how we live here today. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we stand together and we're believing together. And we're joining our faith together. And God, I'm not the first one in this place that's been through this stuff. You've already brought some folks in this place through this stuff, God, and they're still here today, God. I've seen battle after battle after battle with this cancer thing, and I've seen win. In this church, and this is no exception, we will win. You're God.